Yo, hello. Hi, what up? YouTube, how is it going? Welcome to a Thursday stream because Wednesday was a bit too much. Hello. You can probably get out of here for now. It is, boys and girls, it is time. It is the weekend, baby, and I got nothing to do tonight or tomorrow, so I guess we cracked the bottle. Oh, Lord. Sage with a $3 super chat. Oy vey, you're already doing this, Sage. Sage, we're jumping in fives, Sage. We're jumping in fives. Let's see if you're as lucky as you were back then. Oop, none of that. What's up, Sage? Thank you for the super chat, super sticker. Here's the thing. Those of you who are here because you're looking for drama from 2070, you're not gonna hear any of that. Okay, there is no real. There's plenty of drama we can talk about for days, but that's not what you guys are gonna get today. I can tell you that much. Okay. We're gonna talk a little bit about some things that I experienced in my time. Oh my goodness! And Mark with a 30-pound super chat. Okay. Well, we're gonna talk about the things that we're gonna talk about in about half an hour ish, so that give people some time to get in here. And it's not going to be a fully crazy detailed story of this is a story of what went down, because it's still not time to tell the full detailed story, and I'd feel very uncomfortable telling it, and I'll explain why as we progress through the stream. Oh my goodness, Sage. Yeah, you and Mark definitely understand each other. Let's see. I mean, the shots are ready at this point. I have no idea what that is. I'm just gonna roll 7 keys and hope and pray. But we're going to take a shot anyway, because why not start the stream with a nice little shot? Although, we always roll the keys just in case, because if we actually hit it, then it works out. But if not, we take a shot just for the heck of it. Because why the heck not? I think it's one more, right? Maybe 2. And one more just for the sake of maybe hitting it, please. Oh, today is not the day. Where's the shot glass? We can start early. Hell yeah. What? You mean to give you time to drink these shots? Not really. It's not that it's not a wild story. Safe. I'll explain a little bit. It will sound a little wild, but I'm not gonna go into too many. Give it a bit. You will hear it all. Yeah. Does anyone want feet pictures? No, they want to get me drunk. Tara. That's the bottom line. These guys are trying to make me take shots, which I'm okay with. It's Thursday, right? We usually take shots on Wednesday and then have a bad day at work. But speaking of work, chat, I quit. So, yeah, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, too, because I definitely quit my job. Got things changing, and all that will be discussed momentarily. Let me turn on the music real quick. Take a shot. Sure, but let me just... Playlistos. You and... What do we listen to today? What up, Mandingo? How are you? How's it going? Cheers, shots. The sweetness of rum is uncomparable. I don't know why we were doing whiskey that whole time. Rum is just too good. Hopefully you find a better job. Yeah, I did actually. I did not leave my job before I got a new one. So I actually got a new job and then quit my old one. But yeah. Proper glassware? What's wrong with my glassware? That's actually a marble shot glass. It's like, it's not a shot cup, I guess. It's like proper marble. When I used to do liver wars with whiskey, I would sometimes put some of these in the freezer so they're extra cold. I knew it was Aurora when we were talking. Is that Aurora? Oh, that makes a lot of sense now when it comes to feet pictures. Give us the story in a little bit, Icarus. I'm not going to repeat myself over and over. So in like 10, 20 minutes ish, I'll kind of give you guys some of the story. And I'll explain to you why the thumbnail changed and the title changed and everything changed last minute. we'll get there. I just don't want to repeat myself 60 million times. And at the 30th minute timer, it's always easy to tell people, just go back to the first 30 minutes and listen from there type of thing. This gives people enough opportunity to get in here while at the same time having like a nice landmark. Again, Mark, oh, that's actually, I owe you one more shot and one more key, because that wound it up to be about 40 and not 35, 36. Really didn't help much, but still, we're one shot in, I guess, and I owe you for this. On Wednesday, we'll finally have the board set up again, ready to rock and roll. Right now, it's just an empty board. Okay, right now it's just an empty board, but we'll get all that set up and ready to rock and roll for season 2, baby, with our top notch. As a player of 831, I'm curious to hear the 2070 story. I know a lot of people are curious about it. We are going to tell parts of it in a way that would kind of give you an understanding of what happened back then and why it's not happening now anymore, right? Actually, believe it or not, 2070 is in this state, it's in a better place than it was before KVK. That KVK. So, yeah. I'm expecting a wild story as you mentioned it. I understand. There is a wild story. However, I'm not so sure whether the wild story is something that is worth putting out there, just because at the end of the day, all it'll do is more like negativity towards others. And I don't want it to be like a negative thing. I want the plan always was to use. Can you guys hear the music? No. Perfect. The plan was always to use 2070's situation that happened before KVK and during KVK as a use case for you guys to learn from, per se. But at the same time, I need to be very careful as to how I present to you this use case, because there are players out there, great people in 2070. There's really, really, really good people in 2070, and I don't want the fact that people don't think, they just think that, oh, everybody in 2070 is guilty, and so now all of a sudden all these guys are going to get painted as bad people even though they're not, right? So we're going to try to tell some parts of the story, but I can tell you that AB the Beast is probably going to spill the tea by sometime tomorrow, probably around like, what was it, 16, 17 UTC, something like that. AB the Beast has his own YouTube channel, if you guys don't know. He makes pretty funny videos, to be honest with you, and he's gonna tell the story out there. So if you guys want to actually hear all the details and all that with kind of like redacted who it is and what it is type of stuff, I think that he is gonna tell a more detailed account of what happened. But I'm gonna give you guys the overview, and you'll understand how wild things were, right? Like, and it's actually crazy that the people that came out of that kingdom, especially leaders, are coming out with so much experience and so many like trials and tribulations that they had to go through, that it's wild. It's wild. AB the Beast would definitely have the details for sure. He's one of the people that created 2070 before anyone else knew what 2070 was. This man made a jumper group and went out to 2070. Drama alert? Nah, I don't know about all that. I cannot beat Keemstar, right? But we can try, right? This ain't no drama alert, nor drama session. This is absolutely not what I'm looking for. I think you guys are gonna enjoy still the story and learn from it, but it's definitely not gonna be like this person did that and then that person did this type of thing. It's not worth it. It's not worth it because people get hurt, communities will get hurt. Opinions will be formulated without knowing all the details, and so I'm not going to go into all of that. We're not going to go into all of that, but trust Things. You'll still hear a bunch of it, but things went wild. Things went wild. Anyway, another wild thing is that 860 registered for KVK, and I've shown you this, I believe, before. But what I didn't know up until like 10 minutes before freaking server reset hit was that we actually registered for Strife of the 8. That's right. Our registration was Heroic Anthem for throughout the whole day of registration. All 3 days of registration we were doing Heroic Anthem. And then last minute we swapped to Strife of the 8. I'm actually happy with that. I can't stand fog. And I can't, and I like not having bastion skills because those are sometimes very OP. And so we're going into Strife of the 8. Lord knows against who. I have no idea who signed up for Strife of the 8 right now. But it is going to be a fun time. We've also applied for the Pakal Mightiest Governor coming up. And we have successfully reached the amount of sculptures we will need in order to expertise Pakal if we end up picking up 10 sculptures, which I really hope we do. In that scenario, we are going to craft a vengeance book to make our Pakal even better. In case we don't get Pakal, we're actually going to double down on cavalry equipment, and we're just going to get more of our Tel Takeda even more micro optimized so that it can get more kills, essentially. Is it good for free-to-play player to have 10 million kills in KVK 7's SOT? Yeah, it's really nice. Keep pushing, keep pushing. There's a high chance it'll fail. We'll see. Some top kingdoms went for Heroic Anthem, so 860 dodged it. Okay. Arflex, which kingdom are you from? No, not yet, Zenith. 13 minutes. Till that. I can't look into your kingdom, holy. You're gonna have to tell me what it is. Do I have a herald already? I do. I do. It's only Pakal we need. And then we're Pakal heralding it up. 486 registered for SOA. Nice. Yes, Lost. And I do have it. And I also have relatively-ish good gear for infantry. It can use some procs for sure. It can use some procs. But then if we switch this to a book, we should be fairly set. Pakal Herald for good for open field. It's like the Tel Takeda of infantry. Or what's the best open field pair for Herald? Alex Herald is actually very good too. Am I late? Nope. No Eternal Helmet. Dang. I mean, we're gonna make a Witch's Lineage for now, and then make a helmet later. These 3 marches only, solid gear. Hopefully I can get 5 marches to get my 30 million kills. Nice, Roosevelt. That's a nice little push. That's a great push for 3 marches. Thoughts on the new commanders? Worth investing? I actually uploaded a video yesterday about one of the 2 commanders, and tomorrow's video is about the other one. I know the video completely flopped because I posted fairly late at night, and this subject doesn't really matter now that it's a bit old. But if you want to hear my thoughts about freaking Solomon, check out the video. It's actually out there. And tomorrow is Honda Civics Day. What up, LIXF? Not even one top kingdom registered this time. I'm so happy for SOA. No dumb fog. I guess. I'll just meet Gekko Senpai. What up, Sparkle? I guess 861 to recovery KVK. I don't know. Listen, y'all can come up with every type of excuse in the world. They're dodging, they're looking for recovery, whatever it is. Bottom line, they registered for SO8, and we will be fighting in SO8. We got to go pick up a bunch of resources from my farm, from the farms, because Lord knows we have lots of resources out there. And then we have the buys challenge, which is gonna be something else. But you know what? Before we even go into the 2070 slight story, I kind of want to tell you guys a little bit about me, because I am it's important for you guys to understand where I came from in order to understand a little bit better my role in this whole story, okay? And this is gonna get more of a personal, so a little bit more, I shouldn't be telling you guys all these things, but I kind of feel like I need to be a bit more transparent with you guys about why I haven't been uploading as much, and and essentially what's been going on in the past, like, I would legit say even year and a half. How are things in 860? They're actually amazing. These guys are awesome. These guys are really, really awesome. I haven't felt this good about being in a kingdom. I haven't felt like this since we moved to 401 with squad, and I was like, yeah, this is the right move to make, type of thing. All right. So since pretty much COVID hit, right? It's kind of wild because when COVID hit, everybody's work kind of turned weird, right? Like working from home, not working from home, office, no office, yes work, no work, fired, all that good stuff, right? And curiously enough, in my life, nothing changed. Okay, the office was open as we had special permission to be open. I live literally like 5-minute drive from it, so even when lockdown was happening and there were cops on the street and stuff like that, like I could make it to my office and back because we had the permission, like special permission to do it. So for me, the beginning of COVID, the only thing that really sucked was the fact that I could only go office and home, but nothing changed, right? Everything around me though changed. While people adapted to COVID together, I kind of didn't. I just kept living my life like COVID wasn't a thing. But in the process, it caused some issues at work, right? Because I was dependent on some people for certain things, and they were dealing with their kids while talking to me in a chat, in a voice call, where I can hear them talking to the 5 different kids that they have and not paying attention to what I'm saying to them, and having to be online working at like 11 p.m. because that's the only time this guy was actually working, because most of the rest of the time he had his kids and his wife and all that to take care of, right? So I got to the point in the last year and a half where once people got accustomed to COVID, they actually really started, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but we all started working a lot more hours and a lot more in general, because when you're at home, you don't have boundaries, right? You're just at your computer. And so the workload increased, the way management worked changed, and it slowly and steadily crept up to the point where I was being very miserable at work, okay? For the last year and a half, I've been fairly miserable at work, and the problem is that I can't just disconnect it. It's the same exact reason why when someone says something stupid in the chat that I should ignore, I just can't ignore. It's the same exact thing, right? And in the process of being miserable at work, everything around me turned miserable. The streams, the YouTube videos, the comments, the attitude, the friends interactions, the family interactions. I've never had a fight with my parents like I had in the last like couple months ago type of thing. It was like a serious fight. And essentially I was very miserable overall, okay? And that reflected on the channel, that reflected on my attitude here, that reflected on my content, that reflected on anything. Like you guys can, those of you who've been here through it, saw the before, saw what went through, and you're still here, you can definitely tell. I can promise you can definitely tell. I kept getting promises of changes and of things and all that, and so I kept sticking with the job that I've been in for 7 years, and hoping that the management actually would make a change. And I just broke a few weeks back and started seriously searching for a new job. I found a much better job, much better job, where I'm sure I'm going to be much happier. And today I officially quit. I put in my 30-day notice. And so in the process, the reason this is important for everything we're going to talk about 2070 is that I also have a part in what happened, not actively, but as a YouTuber covering what's going on in 2070, and small things that were happening there that were very annoying but weren't really like a big deal would amplify because I was already miserable as is. So I was essentially looking to take out my anger and my frustration on anything that moved, right? It takes a lot of, in my opinion at least, right? It takes a lot out of someone to be able to self-reflect, right? And I self-reflected quite a bit, and I know where my flaws were. I understand them. I've actually had a very good conversation with John Wick about this. Y'all think that I was hating on him and whatnot, but believe it or not, John and I conversate and know each other a lot more than most of y'all even have a clue, right? And he kind of called me out on a few things. Like, we had a conversation about it and all that good stuff. Like, when he took a break, I also took a break. I don't know if you guys noticed. And so after quitting, today has been the happiest day I've been in a very long time, right? Because I feel like I left, right? Like, I finally put in the notice and that's it. Right, Ryodan, I'm actually not going to play Arc this week in 860. DNS's lineup of alliances where they play Arc just don't have a time slot that I can play in. And I didn't know the schedule of the whole Kingdom's alliances to get in touch with people ahead of time. And I literally don't have that much time left to go find a spot. So I'm really not going to stress with it. I'm just going to lose the 10 sculptures, unfortunately, which sucks, but it is what it is. I just can't play Saturdays. And on Sunday at 14 UTC, I play in League for Osiris League. And I maybe one day will come in here and play for Osiris League as well. But for now, like 401 Osiris League is what I'm focused on. And so I can literally only play at 12 on a Sunday or 20 on a Sunday. So I need to get in touch with anyone from the list that I now have that fits that criteria. I just got that list a little bit too... I woke up a little bit too late because, again, I was doing all this work stuff. And so, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be playing Arc this week. I'll skip this week and next week and set myself up from here on out next week from next week on to like sign up for one of the teams. Yeah, Riot, and I figured that out yesterday. I didn't know, right? Like, it's... I don't want to sound pretentious or like this like better than everybody type of person, or like I deserve better treatment or special treatment or all that. That's not my point in what I'm about to say, okay? But because I work, I was interviewing, we're building a house. I'm actually buying an apartment too, which is kind of a wild story altogether that I might share with the members more. And so I don't have time to keep up with stuff. I don't have time to join Discords. I don't have time to chat in Discords. And KVK and 401 was going on at the same time, and I was doing that. So I really have no idea what goes on Discord, what's available there, what isn't. I'm slowly figuring it out. And so some people helped me out with that, and that was really nice of them. Now that I know where to find that information and I have it, I will in next week. And it's also why I'm not doing it this week, right? Because it wouldn't be fair for the ARC organizers for me to drop on them like all of a sudden and be like, yo, can I play in your team? I would rather take this week off, chill, talk to the folks organizing an ARC that I can play in later on. And then when that happens... Yo, what up, ESS? Yeah, we'll start telling the story in a sec. Thank you for the the members chat right there. A member for 20 months. God damn, ESS. Yo, what up, Frodo? So yeah, I'm just not gonna play this week, and I'm gonna coordinate with the ARC organizers for the coming KVKs to guarantee that I have a spot somewhere so that everything is cool. You know, I know that I have a responsibility as a YouTuber, and I know that if I come up to an ARC organizer and I tell him something, the fact that I'm a content creator maybe will make him a little bit more biased, or make him a little bit more towards like trying to give me some sort of special treatment. I guess that happens if you want it or not. And so I just don't want any of that. I want to just let this arc go. Next week, I'll get in touch with people, slow and steady, make sure I can get a spot and all that good stuff. Like, figure out the procedure and just, you know, not do what I did in 2070. Okay. Speaking of 2070. All right. So I want to preface what I'm about to say with a couple of things. Number one, I think that anyone migrating out of 2070 that reaches out to you about joining your kingdom, you should seriously consider. And anyone who is looking to migrate into 2070, or maybe looking for a place to migrate into, maybe 2070 will be the place for you. And the reason for that is that the people in there went through pretty much every wrong thing that can happen. And I don't know if you guys know this, right? But in flight school, when you learn to be a pilot, on day one of flight school, on the first flight you ever take, it's called touch and go practice. And what you do is literally you take off, land, 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 take off, land. By the end of the first class, first few hours of flying, or 1 hour even of flying, you know 100% how to take off and how to land, period. Okay? The rest of the 800 hours that you need to become some sort of a commercial pilot in a small jet, and then so forth and so on, are all spent on learning how to deal with every possible bad scenario that can happen, as well as exercising these, right? So I have a good friend who's a pilot in Delta now, and what they would do is he would be up in the air with his flight instructor, and then the flight instructor turns off the engine and simulates an engine stall. Now what do? He takes control and flips and does like something like the engine on the left turns off, and then all of a sudden he needs to figure it out, right? So the folks in 2070 have literally experienced so much good and so much bad and so much like of everything, that I truly think that the people who are there, that will stay there, as well as that are looking to migrate out, are really, really, really good people. We got a few people from 2070, only a couple of great fighter stats, and I count age-wise, 23, 2338. Yeah, I mean, again, I think that you're definitely gonna get there's a good group of people out there. The people in 2070 right now are some of the most experienced players in situations, okay? So when I walked into 2070, from the beginning, things that 2070, that is not anymore, okay? Things seemed a little weird. It was very clear that there were a lot of alliances, main alliances. I believe there were 5 or even 6. And everybody has their own leadership structure, which means there's 50 leaders within a kingdom, and 50 leaders means 50 opinions, means endless like discussions, debates on the disagreements and philosophies of leading, okay? And in the process, I was very miserable as is, and so every little thing was really annoying, okay? An example was I told someone I would like to be part of their ARC team, but like I mentioned to you all, I don't keep up with Discord. So I did not know you need to register on like this thing every single week so that they know who's registering, which is super simple. And I did it from there on out. But because I didn't know, I didn't get into the team on the week that I thought I did. And I got frustrated with it, and it wasn't a good thing, you know? And so these very little things made it so that before the KVK even started, there was a really negative attitude from me towards them, which was unjustified. Okay, but within that leadership, there were some disagreements of philosophy, and those disagreements, the biggest problem with the leadership that is disagreeing with each other is a fractured leadership kills a kingdom. And in a nutshell, what ended up happening is that when there are 50 opinions and there's 50 people, it's very hard to get people in line together. And then small groups within that big group started becoming like, we'll call them little clans of like, certain leaders from certain alliances felt this way. Certain leaders from certain alliances, sometimes two leaders from the same alliance leading the same alliance had completely different opinions, right? And it caused a situation where, because so many people migrated into 2070 and so much power went in there and so much, it essentially created a mesh of disagreements and of click the help button where a mesh of disagreements and a mesh of a little bit of having to get to know each other and figure out how we work together in a very, very big group of leaders, which is always a bad idea. The reason, for example, I really like 401 is that there's an established leadership. And then if a new leadership comes in, like, for example, what happened with Squad that came into LIIG and TN being there, it essentially, it joins into a system, okay? And so the new leaders coming in conform and help build a new system, but at the same time, they don't come in and just impose, right? And so the more opinions, the more problems is exactly it, Mandingo. And essentially what ended up happening is different groups of leaders had different opinions on what to do. And slowly and steadily, different groups of, there was kingdom leadership, and then there's kingdom leadership overall, and then there's the alliance leaderships. And it really created a situation where there was a little bit of a divide between how leadership wanted to do certain things, okay? And so imagine going into KVK where some leaders want to do one thing, some leaders want to do another thing, some leaders want to completely go balls to the wall while the other ones want to be extremely strategic about it. And then like issues happened. And I can give you like a small example of a situation, right? We dropped a fort, which I wasn't around for. We dropped a fort somewhere, and that fort did not hold at all. And the reason it did not hold at all was that it did not hold even a little bit, right? And the reason it did not hold was because those who put the fort down felt like it needed to be put there, essentially said, we are doing this, and then did it. And then the whole kingdom kind of went through with just like, okay, if you guys are dropping a fort and there's no way to stop this, then we might as well try it out, right? But the reason I wasn't there was exactly this, was because it was just not, it wasn't properly propagated. It reached a situation in which leadership had issues trusting members as well because of spies potentially among us, as well as because certain folks within leadership wanted to do things a little bit differently, and as a result, propagating information was very hard. Okay. And so that's one small example. I like that beard on you. Thank you. That's one small example of things that happen. Now imagine being someone like, and I'm gonna say the only name here that I've said and I'm gonna say is AB the Beast, who is someone who created the jumper group that went on to build 2070. Imagine being that guy and having to kind of figure out how you hold on to, how you make sure that your baby lives, right? And in the process, there is people working towards making changes that are not necessarily changes that are positive or negative, okay? There's a lot of different ways that leadership could have dealt with this scenario, right? But unfortunately, leadership had to deal within themselves with their own problems while a KVK was going on, while leading a 6 main alliance kingdom. Okay, this is why I'm saying that the leadership that you guys, if any of you by any chance look to migrate into 2070, or there's a group of players going out of 2070, because we know that there's people leaving and coming and all that stuff, those leaders are probably your best leaders, some of the best leaders in this game right now, because they have literally felt on their flesh what it's like to lead a kingdom in complete chaos, while there's complete chaos within leadership, go through a KVK, try to pull some sort of a miracle, and on top of that, well, there was the slight factor, and that is that when you have a sort of a fractured leadership or different opinions, too many opinions, it's very hard to consolidate into one culture. Okay, the best kingdoms in this game are the kingdoms that create a unified culture across their kingdom. This is who we are, this is what we stand for, this is what we do, this is what we don't do. And essentially, if you're one of us, then cool. And if you're not going to fit within that culture, it really doesn't matter, right? Who you are and how much power you got. I can tell you that 860 rejected some migrants from many kingdoms, okay? Not from 2070 only necessarily, but from many kingdoms that any single one of you would take in a heartbeat, but for them, it did not fit the culture. And so when you, and 401 is the same way, 307 is the same way, 846 is the same way, 75 is the same way, I can keep going, 254 is the same way. I mean, hell, 254 could have taken hundreds more players. You think that they didn't have another 400 that they could have tried to shove in? They did, but they kept some sort of culture. The problem is when there is a very fractured culture, then a lot of things get very easily blown out of proportions. Okay. Saw that Titan's video. He's quitting ROK. Wait, what? Saying he's quitting ROK is garbage. He has been garbage for a long time. Such a waste of time, money, physical being. Quit a long time ago. My life has improved. Okay, good for you. Like, why are you playing again? The whole point of playing a game is enjoying the game. If you don't enjoy the game, to quit it. But people here, 288 people in this chat, very much enjoy the game, or at least enjoy my content, I guess, about the game. A majority of the leadership already probably left. I mean, I don't know. I distanced myself from 2070 entirely because I was really embarrassed about how I acted. Like, it was really bad. I did a lot of harm to a lot of people in the community in Rise of Kingdoms, which is 2070, which is actually not cool. And so I tried to bury aside the 2070 embarrassment and just try to be a better player from here on out. But when I heard about the things that AB the Beast might go into a little bit more details about, like specific things that happened, I had to speak up, because I think that it's important for you all building kingdoms out there to know where the mistakes happen. Okay. Who came up with 6v1? That's all I want to know. It's the 6v1 thing. You know, the funny thing is, and people think that this is a post decision lie, okay, or an excuse, or whatever the heck you guys want to call it, right? But there was an inconvenient truth, okay? Some people within leadership in 2070 did not want to have a 1v6. Some people did. This is also the fracture within the kingdom. But the reason that decision was made was straight up, and I know it because I've heard it from majority of the sources, right? The people who wanted this. We have no idea what's going on with our kingdom. We don't know who are deadweight and who aren't, which leaders are going to be part of fighting and which ones aren't. We have no idea what the hell is going on with our kingdom. we are going to 1v6. We are going to lose this KVK. And that will essentially cause a scenario in which everything is just gonna come out. And once all the poop rises up to the surface, it will be a little bit clearer to figure out how to clean house. That decision was made way before like confirmed 1v6. It was not supposed to be a 1v6. It was supposed to be a 1v whatever you guys choose. It was in the beginning a 1v1v2, and then they became a 1v in terms of camps, I guess. It was 1v1v2, and then it became a 1v3 camps wise, and then one anyway. So the bottom line of all this is simple. Building a kingdom is not about, will not work if your leadership is not 100% synced, and that has to be a rule of thumb, right? And when there are too many leaders, it is extremely hard to align everybody on the same train of thought. And when that happens and you bring in even more people and more opinions, it's kind of, it made things impossible. And so, Evie was saying here, the KVK, it was a factor, but not the main issue. In 2070, the leadership was. It wasn't the leadership, okay? Saying the leadership was the issue is a little bit of throwing everybody under the bus. Because if you took that big leadership and you split it into two different kingdoms, those two different kingdoms probably would have been top tier kingdoms. They built a 2070 that won Osiris League, that won all their KVKs and became that big and famous somehow, right? Nope. Leadership should always have some different opinions to look at different perspectives. That's absolutely, that has nothing to do with what I said. Having different opinions and having different outlooks is one thing, but at the end of the day, everybody has to line up with one look, which is the look that the kingdoms goes with. If you have your own opinion and you're not willing to find a way to figure out that, you know, sometimes your opinion doesn't matter. If there is 5 leaders, 4 of them are aligned on something and you aren't, you have a problem. And if you want to make, and essentially what ended up happening there is that the one in this, or you know what, let's make this a little bit more interesting. What about our fight against 412? I mean, you know about our fight against 412, MV. We are back in zone 4 for now, waiting for zone 6, and then we'll fight again once those gates open up. I'm gonna go take a look at that as well. I was a 2070 officer. When I say leadership, it means it. It means it is. I get it, but again, I know some of the leadership in 2070 and the officers and your kingdom leaders and your structure and all that good stuff. At the end of the day, there were too many opinions. And imagine, oh my goodness, this man goes with a rum break. 20-pound super chat from Mark. Oh boy. All right, quick rum break. The problem is, again, when 10 leaders are arguing, okay? And when 10 leaders are arguing, 5 agree on one thing, 2 agree on another thing, and 3 agree on the third thing, okay? There are 2 options. Option number 1 is to figure out how everybody aligns. Option number 2 is what happened, which was everybody pulled their own way until essentially the rope got severed, right? Like the fort scenario is a great example, right? The fort was something that wasn't wasn't aligned with everybody, but yet it still happened. Why? Because those who dropped the fort just dropped it and did what they and that's exactly the problem. You can and should have different opinions, Bob. I agree. But when a kingdom cannot be run when 10 leaders don't agree with each other, and then 3 different things end up happening, and one kingdom has to split now into 3 different opinions. Okay? Now, You need to at least appear united for the rest of the kingdom. But appearing united is not... does not work. Okay? Cheers. Appearing united will eventually blow up, right? You need to figure out how to be united or break the deal, right? It is not feasible to have essentially what ended up happening there, which is and I'm like one of the best examples out there was an individual who, again, it's not his fault. He did not do anything bad, right? He was just playing the game. Random TPs into an area. Cool. Awesome. On top of that, a flag was supposed to be put where he was. And it took a little bit until he left that spot, which caused a delay in the flagging, right? That's not a big deal. But those are small little things where the lack of synchronization is a huge deterrent, right? Too many chiefs and not enough Indians. That's the thing, though. Enough Indians, but too many chiefs trying to pull the Indians their own way. And in the process, the bunch of Indians cannot go left and then right and then left and then right without destroying each other in the process, right? Chip, I do agree. One of the things that I think everybody understood from that, so the reason communication was 5 minutes earlier, as you said, because you're saying here communication is important, shouldn't be told 5 minutes before the event that it's happening. There was somewhere along the way a very paranoid outlook at things, where essentially, like, I think that in 2070 people thought that keeping the strategy away from spies is more important than letting the kingdom know what's going on, even when the spies will then know that it's going on. Okay. A little bit of paranoia really harmed their ability to communicate, and I'm pretty confident that they would agree with me on that one, that there was a little bit too much paranoia and too much emphasis on trying to keep the secrets away from the opposition, and in the process they kept it from us too. Yeah, and I do agree with you there, AB the Beast, and with Sage, that essentially when we came into the kingdom and you guys saying you had a lot of dead weights, we didn't know all this, right? Like, when I came, I didn't only come into 2070, by the way. I recommended 2070 to people, right? I'm not going to name names, but some of the people that migrated with when I migrated, and some of them being decently influential in garrisoning and rallying and really doing killer work on the open field. Some of them came in because they asked me where I'm going. I told them, and they came through as well. Or they asked me, where should I take my group? And I told them, come to 2070, right? So, like, not knowing, the lack of understanding of what's going on. Titan quit. That doesn't surprise me at all. And now he's a dead weight in 254. That's nice. Did I see Titan quitting ROK? Nope, I did not see the video. The whole point of the KVK was to see who was a dead weight. Yeah, but in the process, you put us, the live weight, in the line of fire. Right? And it worked? Yeah. You also got rid of a ton of non-dead weights that didn't know that we're coming into being essentially those who are that are active, while half of the kingdom did not show up at all. And it's cool if you wouldn't have said that ahead of, if you would have said that ahead of time, nobody would have come, which makes a lot of sense. But you realize that that's exactly what we were talking about. It's just it was all sorts of craziness. And again, I'm gonna say this one more time. The folks who are in 2070 now, the folks who are looking to migrate out of 2070, or the folks who are looking for a kingdom, and some folks are trying to rebuild 2070, I think that those leaders, some of those leaders are going to be the best leaders out there. Some of those groups are going to be some of the best groups out there, because that's the group of people that were active in a 1v6 going nuts when the kingdom was cutting deadweight, and at the same time the leadership was fractured within itself. So every group you guys are going to see coming out of 2070 or potentially wanting to come into 2070, the leadership there is in a much better shape than ever at this point, at least. And on top of that, the folks who are leaving are extremely good players. They're people who lived through essentially the apocalypse. So I would definitely say, when is 2070 registering again? Will it be Strife? I have no idea. Mendingo, thank you for the $5 super chat. He grows your gold. All right, well, we're 2 gold stars in. So, I mean, Mendingo. 1. Yeah. Oh, so he's gonna finish the KVK. Gotcha. Yeah, I think that Titan's case, Titan is a really, really good example. Titan is a really good example of what leadership in the lack there of leadership being synchronized there caused, right? Because, for example, I can tell you that in 401 we have a couple of players that are spenders that are spending a lot of money, but don't really have the experience, right? Kind of like Titan. Titan is a little bit inexperienced in the game, right? And that's completely fine. He's newer, so he needed a little bit more guidance. He needed a little bit more purpose, and in the process, it kind of got slipped up. Now, I know that some people did try to help him and all that, and there is an attitude situation that needs, not an attitude, but I would say I guess not attitude is a wrong word. It's like different types of characters, people, different types of people, and so something there didn't click, which was a real shame. Titan is fed up from people running away from fighting and the fort meta. I mean, you're playing Strife of the 8. Strife of the 8 is literally meta, fort meta city. Disorganized leadership it makes it easy for deadweight to accumulate, since you can't zero anyone. It's not a matter of you can or cannot zero anyone. It's more like dysfunctional leadership causes a situation in which you don't really know who's doing what. A disorganized leadership means that you don't know who's doing what. It's not that you don't zero anyone. It's just that you're too focused on trying to figure things out. Still married to Bowser? Me? The hell are you guys on? Yeah, but no. Yeah, but no. You gotta understand that the guy needs to learn to play the game slowly and steadily. Like, there's no point trash talking him or bashing him. You just needed to be a little bit better at the game and learn it a little bit more. Some of us have been playing it long enough that we know pretty much everything, and some of the players out there who are 400 million power because they can spend like crazy don't have the fundamental knowledge, and that's not a bad thing. That just means that they need someone to guide them, and not everybody is open to being guided, even though I know that Titan was, and not everybody necessarily knows how to guide a big player. It's not that easy, believe it or not. How much does a like cost nowadays? I have no idea, but you guys, if you guys are enjoying the stream, don't forget to drop a like on it and hit that subscribe down below. Yeah. Titan is a noob? No. He's not a noob. I wouldn't say he's a noob. He's a newbie, which means that he's newer to the game and therefore needs a little bit more help to help him to enjoy the game a little bit more. Which, I mean, I needed help when I started as well. When I started in Kingdom 58 and started making content, there was someone from Kingdom 12. I don't even remember his name, honestly, that really would tell me, like, give me tips and tricks and tell me, like, the things that he learned from the months that he played ROK before me. Or month or so or something like that. Players who are bigger whales are incredibly hard to teach, especially when and if the leader is spending way less. That is true. Well, yeah, AB the Beast, I understand. I mean, I was the person guiding him. It was difficult for him to understand the game mechanics. He just wanted to play. He likes to play the game the way he wants to play. He said it the same thing. Well, yeah, if you're not going to learn the mechanics and play the game the way the game is meant to be played, then you're not going to enjoy the game, right? Gene, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the baby Gekko squad. Your first membership. I appreciate you very much. Chat, if you guys are a member, drop some hearts, Gekko hearts in the chat. And if you're not, then you can still drop some regular hearts in the chat for a new member. Thank you, Gene. I appreciate you becoming a new baby Gekko member. Our 75th active member as of right now. 2070 just let anyone into the kingdom and became a kingdom of players seeking easy KVK wins. ROK, you're ROK fighter, you're completely and utterly entirely wrong. But it doesn't matter what I say, right? Because you already know everything. You don't need leadership to learn. I mean, it's camera's on the way and it's really annoying. There we go. You don't need leadership to learn the basics. Watch YouTube tutorials an hour. And you're willing to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars. You can spend an hour or two watching a couple of tutorials. No. No. You can't. Usually people who spend hours, thousands and thousands of dollars on a mobile game are people who don't have the hour or two to sit there and learn the mechanics. I actually don't agree with that at all. It sounds stupid and it sounds silly, but it is true. People are like, oh, Baba is all these bad things, right? You forget that Baba runs a extremely well run business. Like, you guys don't even know who are the people playing around you. I've had the opportunity to play with one of the most there is a, all of you know about, or some of you know about Mokote, who is a PSG player, but some of you don't know about some of the biggest names of there were much bigger people playing this game than Mokote. Much bigger people. We're talking about probably one of the top 5 architects in the world. Someone who spends his time flying in between sites of some of the biggest, craziest, most complex, most iconic buildings in this world that are being built right now. Played Rise of Kingdoms. One of the most renowned angel investors who invested in I'm not going to say because then you guys are going to Google him and whatever, but one of the most, probably one of the richest VC angel investors out there who invested in some of the biggest companies when they were yay small to make them as big as they are, played Rise of Kingdoms. People who spend a lot of money on the game are people who have very little time to play the game. That is true. Probably, Bob. Did you see 256 haven't even burned a single fort of 916? No, I saw that Drago was streaming, but I wasn't paying attention. Wei Mai, Mokote practices and then has the rest of the day off. How much work do you, it's daily, and when he is playing and he has team and he has travel and all that. But on the day-to-day, on a regular day-to-day, how much time he spends do you think training and working, quote unquote, right? There's literally a physical limit on how much he can run, on how many massages he can get, on how many cold showers he can do, on how many gym sessions he can do. Athletes practice every single day, but it doesn't mean that they're working 8 hours a day. They are working 12 hours a day, or even 3 days when they go into games, right? So if he travels for a Champions League, then he has travel day, acclimation day, practice day on the actual pitch, and then the game, and then coming back. Yes, sure. That's like exaggerated. Baba's a good fighter with way more kills than Mokote. Baba's also been playing the game for way, way, way longer. You forget that. Arky has two ways to be played. Spend your time or spend your money. Yep. All I have to say is Hala Madrid. Oh my god. You can scroll back, KM, to like the beginning, like 30 minutes from the beginning, and that's when we started talking about it. Mokote has plenty of pilot players to play his account. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there's more than one person playing that account, but I can tell you that he plays more often than you think. Exactly. Mokote has so much free time. After he trains, he isn't allowed to do things that could cause him injury. Yep. Especially during season. Morningstar Gaming. How are you doing? If you scroll back to like 30 minutes from the beginning, just buffer back, you can hear the whole thing. Details will be on my channel tomorrow at 16 UTC. There you go. Yeah, I know, KM. Mokote does play. He does play. For 846 claimed that he's the only one who plays on that account. Yeah, well, 846 can claim all they want. I was literally watching him on the field for PSG and his account moving around, right? So, but if I give you my phone to play my account, that's fair game. That's not against terms of service. So all he needs is he needs to get his assistant or someone who works with him or his social media person or whatever the heck to learn to play Rise of Kingdoms, and while he's training and whatnot, he hands his Rise of Kingdoms phone to someone. Nah, it's okay. Mokote is a great guy. Mokote is a great guy. There's a difference between Alright, ROK fighter. Enough of that. $846 lost more than 30 billion power from 75 and still claims to be winning. Thomas, I mean, I'm not going to argue with you. I literally watched the marches marching and him passing the ball. Like, you can assume. But again, if you give your kid or your friend the phone to play while you're practicing, that's not a bad thing. Again, that's not a bad thing. Okay, Thomas. And I was fighting next to Makoto 15 hours a day. Okay. During this KVK, he's definitely probably playing the game by himself. But he cannot play the game all the time like he does in certain times. This time around, I guess it's more convenient for him to be able to play more, which is awesome because it means that he's enjoying the game more. And you see, that's my point too. My man's rallying in practice. I rest my case. Man's got time for days. Nah. Thomas, this is not... Again, I don't think that he shares his account. I do think that maybe he has someone he knows personally on a personal level, which he hands off his ROK device to while he is at an important game, and he's like, listen, pay attention to what's going on, and that person knows what's going on, what Rise of Kingdoms is, or those people know what Rise of Kingdoms is, right? But again, that's not against the terms of service. Terms of service says that it's bad to share accounts. Nobody says you can't share your phone with anyone. I've given my old manager in the past my phone to go barb for me while I was working. My personal phone with my personal account with my personal stuff, and while I was working, she was my old, way old manager. Was playing Rise of Kingdoms for me, hunting barbs. Sharing your account is a bad thing. It's technically against terms of service, but technically speaking, it's against terms of service. I've mentioned to you guys this before, right? I've had my old manager. It'd be like, "You're playing Rise of Kingdoms again?" I was like, "Yeah." It's like, I gotta hunt barbs for honor for KVK a long time ago, and she's like, if you teach me how, is this simple to do? I'm like, yeah, it's just click on these moving things 46 and above and send the 5 marches. Once the marches are yellow, you send them home. This is how you send new marches out. She's like, this is pretty simple. You get back to coding, and I'll keep grinding barbs. 3 hours later, she went through tens of thousands of probably 15,000 AP. Having 24/7 rallies from a god tier account is the best. I mean, having a rallier doesn't help when you don't have enough people filling and enough people reinforcing, right? We had some good rally leaders in 2070. We just never... And in 2070, because we were talking about it, and we still had issues filling and keeping it full. I bet Gekko went on ROK dates. No. I have been... the folks here in Israel have met. There's a couple of people who have met a couple of times, and they've invited me a few times, but I've never gone yet. The bad boss, if they have nothing to do, no, she sits in the meetings all day for planning and stuff like that, ESS. So she's just mindlessly following the meeting and playing the game. Did you see the guy who has 21 billion kill points? You mean it's probably the guy that got tons of T1s suicided into him. Baba has his son playing for him. He told that in his interview, see? When's the next 860 KVK? I mean, it's coming up right now, Lorenzo. It's going to be sick. In 3 days, we know what the matchmaking is, I guess, is going to be done. And then in 2 days after that, we begin, and we'll know who we're fighting. ROK fighter, do you know? I don't know if you know, because you clearly have a lot of negativity towards 2070. I don't know if you know this kingdom. I'm going to show you this kingdom really quickly. I don't know if you know what this kingdom is. You see this kingdom right here? It's dropped out of Imperium, curiously enough. You see this person right here? You can ask him how 93 used to be. And then what it is today. In this KVK. They were Imperium. Four kingdoms dropped off of Imperium. This kingdom right here used to be one of the biggest kingdoms in the game, and then it died off. All the big players left. And look at it now. Nah, I'm not going to get rid of our OK Fighter. He's a cool guy. He's just a little passionate. But do you know this kingdom right here? That's what I'm saying. Like, all the big players have left. The influential players have left. The whales have left. That happened in 93. 93 was dead. Dead. And then this homie and a bunch of others who stayed just rebuilt. And now this kingdom is a top tier kingdom in here. No gathering buff. Did it go off? Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Today's buff. Oh, we need this. Yeah, it's usually like that, KM. When someone leaves a kingdom towards another kingdom, they hate their old kingdom. It's... Ryan, don't be a douche. The real dead kingdom is JWM. You realize the king... you realize JWM is an alliance, right? You do realize that, right? When you say dead kingdom and then you name an alliance. Rizzle. Homie. Titan needed a lot of guidance. The commanders he maxed out right before the KVK, when the KVK started. When I saw the 5 commanders he maxed, I was like, oy vey. Is he a pharmacist? Y'all didn't know the reason why Kingdom 59 died? Oh man, the reason why Kingdom 59 died is actually a crazy story too, but... $875 is the best kingdom, lol. Like how you slid that in there. 93 had some legacy, though 2070 was nowhere near glory-wise. Doesn't matter. Yeah, Chico, I think so. He's a pharmacist. Well, damn. I definitely may have timed out someone who I thought was being rude. Titan, yeah, he is. I didn't know that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Spark, we talked about it in the after the first 30 minutes of the stream, so you can go back after like the first 30 minutes and watch all of that and kind of understand. And then I guess AB the Beast is gonna drop the T tomorrow. Right, JK, like everybody goes up and down. 2070 was undefeated. Yes. Where do I see 401 going after this KVK loss? First of all, I'm not so sure we lost just yet, although it's not looking too good. I'm not so sure we lost just yet, but I definitely don't think it's looking too good. Where do I see it going? I have no idea. I'm not leadership. I don't have that much free time to be like very, very, very proactively communicative with people. Like I legitimately don't really chat that much. Unfortunately. At least as of late. So I have no idea. You could tell me that everybody and their grandma are migrating, or you can tell me we have a huge migration coming in, and like 401 is going to become the #1 kingdom again in terms of power in like the next migration. I wouldn't know. I really wouldn't know to tell you. Anything can happen. Nobody's trash talking anyone, Rizzle. You need to take a breather. Don't you think the chat here resembles family chat in 2070? Oh, Nada, I left that chat very quickly. I think on the first day I came into the kingdom, I was invited into family chat, and I left it almost. I left it that day. I didn't even stick around family chat for one day, and then I got re-added because I wanted to get reports from KVK, and they were essentially posting them all there. But I can promise to you, that family chat was all sorts of wildness. Friggy with 100 rubies. What up, bro? How are you? Doing good, doing good. You ready for round 2 coming up in a couple of weeks? What's my real life and my job in real life? I'm a software engineer. I'm a senior full stack engineer. Or developer, I guess. Would be a better word. And senior only means I have some years of experience, nothing more than that. Like years of experience. Going to be a tough fight for 307. I doubt they will win that one. Which is actually kind of hilariously funny. What up, Boom Raver? It's actually hilariously funny because some people left 307 before the last before the last KVK. Because they wanted harder KVKs than 307 previously had, and now 307 have like a properly hard KVK, which is hilarious. Excited for the 307 KVK? Yeah. Chill, Lydio, chill. No need for all that. Am I playing 2 characters in the same time on emulator? Nope. The one character. Eh? Only one running. No multi-instancing here. Kind of wild, isn't it? It is kind of wild that I closed the one before I started playing on the other one, right? Gimme. 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 The only kingdom that I want to fight is 786. What's in 786? What up, Bulba? The question is, why does 307 only play Heroic Anthem? You can ask Phantom that. And also, because they want to? Question mark? Like, what's wrong with that? Oh, I wanted Bastion quests because we still have some of those to do today. I hate Bastion so much. It's such a pain in the butt. It is such a pain in the butt, but it's so important because of the extra gems that you're making. Ugh. Rest in peace, resource materials. Oh, I hate doing that. When it rains, it pours, I guess. Rest in peace, my materials. You can take my stone. I think we're barely unlocking this. Maybe not. Yeah, we're barely unlocking this. Okay, cool. You guys are already prepared to rock and roll. Friggy, I saw that before you removed it. 846, 55 billion power, 75, 50 billion power. That's fine. ROK fighter, you just rebuild. You know, every bit. The kingdom wasn't born with big players. Oh my goodness. Do we do forts? If we do forts, we can pretty much guarantee, but I have no idea. Are people running forts? Well, they are. I CBA to do fort. Fine. Let's do forts. Fine. Let's do forts. Fine. Ugh. I hate forts, chat. I really do. We go this way. I delayed him by a minute. I hope he can live with it. I could delay the crap out of this dude, but I'm not going to do that. Are there level 12 forts anywhere? Nice. Are there any level 12 forts anywhere? Did I miss the fort? Oh. Chat, I CBA to change the equipment. So what he's rocking. You and you. Cavalry. See if anyone joins. SO8 is Rise of the Forts. It sucks. It is. And it does. Oh. What do you know? Someone from RB. That's nice. Join a rally, please. Oh, yes. Gute. Fort rally time. Oh, one more join. Yes. We should be good. When does the pass open? This chronicle? Yeah. So in like 2.5 hours, we get Mountain Warfare, which means we are charging up some gems, which is nice because I really need gems on. Oh, I don't. Not on this account. It was the other account that needs it. Oh, it's okay. We'll have KVK there soon. I might spin CJ on that other account, chat. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm low-key thinking because I don't need it on that account. I need it on this account. Crap. I wanted to spin. I guess I'm gonna spin Herald here. I'm gonna spin Herald here for sure, and then I guess CJ is after we expertise Herald, because we will expertise Herald, chat. Like this account, I need to have a serious talk with leadership here because we have a few options, and option A is expertising this bad girl and expertising Artemisia, which is going to be about 900 sculptures, and then we're set, right? And we can do garrisons for archers. But that leaves me with 1100 sculptures, which means expertising 2 other commanders is going to be very, very, very hard. On the other hand, if I spin the wheel for Herald and I pick up again like 50 or 60 sculptures, which is the worst possible outcome, I think, based on John Wick's video, that would be good. I guess we can get better than that. And if I spin and then get Mightiest Governor, get 10 Pakals to unlock them. I really want to get Pakal Herald on this account too. But on this one, I don't have Herald ready. I'd really, really like to take a Pakal Herald here as well. So I can have like a nice little open field fun day with this equipment while we're not garrisoning. And we have downtime in the garrison. I also would really love to get a Hope Cloak blueprint, which is going to happen over this weekend because, oh man, we're getting Dig event on 401 too, which means I need to buy that bundle too. I'm just going to load up on gems for no real reason. I really want to get my Pakal, my Trajan to 5511 so I can use that too. Oh, there's so much to do. Think we can get this done? Oh my goodness. Here I thought I was delaying things. Good lord. I sent Cavs to an infantry rally. Whoops. I can't help you. Sorry. Sorry. That was my mess up. 816, you gotta get the egg. Yeah. That's gonna be good because I need materials in 860. Title of the song, Invisible. NCS. See ya, War Machine. Have a good one. Thanks for chilling in the chat. Yeah, Dust is with me in 860. But he or she, because we haven't really determined if it's really a she yet, are in DN1. Enjoy soaking up the nice gold chests that I'm very jealous of. This. How are we dropped? Oh my goodness. One guy, 190 spots down the drain. Unbelievable. The YouTuber or a YT in their name. My phone's going wild. That worked out really well. So we go into B real quick. And now, funny enough, I'm actually picking up Shio's Return blueprint fragments, which is hilarious. Because we need one more Shio's blueprint to guarantee 100% being able to special talent it if it takes us 4 procs to get it done, right? I have 3 blueprints so far. Yeah, H4 Kun. You can go back to the first, like after the first 30 minutes. The 30-minute mark. Is it true the Titan's quitting? I guess so. Everybody's saying that he made a video that he's quitting. I have no idea. Catfish? It could be a thing. You never know. Buy Peter's sickle from the shop. I've actually had to try to figure out how to get some of my farms up there. Peter's sickle is nice, but I really don't care for it. I still need to make some extra gear before gathering gear before I can start focusing on getting Peter's sickles done. And I definitely need one more Shio's Return blueprint, and then that's that. If you're lucky, you just need one. I mean, I said 100% guarantee. 100% guarantee doesn't mean it means you're not lucky. You 100% get it done. The keyword in what you said is if. And I don't want if. I want to make sure that I have what I need. I thought you were maybe 25. How old am I? I'm 30. I'll be 31 in March. Which is kind of wild, low-key, chat. I still have 4 of these, by the way. I guess they're all going to become silent trials eventually, because those are hard to get. But yeah, chat, we're gonna get an egg event and get the Hope Cloak and Special Talented for the next fight, and then we need to get our Shio's return done, and that's Zenobia taken care of. We're also gonna make the Vengeance for next KVK, and then that will be useful for Pakal because I'm not gonna be able to make it this KVK. Damn, Friggy. All right. I see ya. You know that D is a member in this channel, right? He's been here for a while. I guess we open these little bit of resources. Good lord. What would that be? That would be... what, 1.4 billion food? Crazy amount of resources. Can we climb? We are 14 and a half away from VIP 18, chat. We're so close. So close. And yet so far. 11k VIP to go. I mean, I guess when we buy the Mountain Warfare, we're going to get what we need. So that's nice. In 2.5 hours, we get VIP 18 as well, which is really nice, actually. Makes our situation a little bit better because now we get 1 epic every single day instead of 3 blues, which is very nice. 1 more blue for free every single day. Every 4 days, you're getting 1 more purple for free, or 1.75 purples extra per week for doing nothing, which is really nice. Gem it? Hell no. Waste of gems. Literally gonna buy a bundle in like 2 hours, which is gonna have all the VIP I need. Why would I gem it? Nada to tell Mika Cupcake hello from you? Sure. Yo, what up, ESS? You get 10% March speed too, which would be really useful again for Pakal. Yeah, I agree with the ROK fighter. I had a good time, right? I was very comfortable, essentially. I got comfortable. And that was good and bad, right? It depends on what your ambitions are in life. Damn it. No. I might as well use a bunch of these. I don't even know. It's a good thing I did. I have one of these. I have one of these. ESS. I've shown it on stream too. You made it have fun. It looks nice. Looks actually really good. I have one of those. Eh. Oh, with the random ones. Oh, that's cool. I didn't see that. That'd be nice. I tend to base it on the biggest number and on the smallest number that aren't random. Yeah. The ones that it's choose one. I guess we're defogging the map real quick because why the heck not? Yeah, trolling Amazon. I trolling Amazon. Amazon's the GOAT. I agree. Everybody used to pick on Amazon. I don't know why. It was a joke, but... Literally use these. I bet we can pretty much clear a lot of the map with this. That's like 100 tiles. Like 13,000 tiles we can clear like this. I have no idea how many tiles are on a map though. But one full square like that is 100 tiles. It's another 100 tiles we clear. Oh. This is defogging our next zone for me, which is very nice. I hate clearing the map. I do too. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. I cannot tolerate it. It's just too much. It's a pain in the butt. It's unnecessary pain in the butt. One time I was with AB the Beast in voice chat and his mom told him it was past his bedtime. I guess. Alright, chat. Look at the high-end gameplay. Let's give us what giving us tedious tasks over and over. I agree. I hate tedious tasks. It's just so unnecessary. This fog is just so unnecessary. It's crazy. And this is literally defogging everything around me. It's just going in a straight line all around this area. See, it keeps going one square up, one square up, one square up until all this is clear. It's gonna get to the corner of the kingdom and then go somewhere else. I think this is the corner. No, another one. Or even another two. Now it went to the middle. This is Kingsland. They're gonna start going left, right on Kingsland. Very nice gameplay, right, chat? 10 out of 10. See, now if we look, it made literally a straight line across. Oh, we need to find another barb fort real quick. Barbarian fort, please. Oh. Barbarian fort. You. Yes. Rally. Please join. Have you ever worked abroad or only in the same city? I have worked abroad. I've flown out to like business trips and stuff like that, and I've lived in different places. Nice, dude. That's nice. That's actually really nice. 100 minutes of healing speed ups. I might start barb forting, for crying out loud. Where are you? How much have I unfogged? So sad. So sad. 44k. Jeez. How do we make it here, chat? How do we make it here? Or do we not care about this stuff enough? Ugh. I mean, I'll tell you how we get there. Costs. Either win a might or either push for mightiest governor or use it to push for Zenith and then train for Zenith as well. Like, it all depends on how much power or speed ups you're gonna end up using to unlock it, right? All the events are either speed up use or power gain, right? So really, please zoom out, game. Zoom. My goodness. Emulators zoom sometimes is such a pain in the butt. It's crazy. Thank you. So the way we defog this freaking map is by doing these kinds of stuff. So let's send you here, and we send you here. Kind of hope and pray that they don't go the same way. I don't think they did. No, they didn't. So now this guy's gonna make like a nice little line this way, but he does go through here, but at least he's gonna cut through here and give us more freebie. And I had this side being defogged, so it creates lines too, like that. That's really the only way. There's like a 15% AP rune, which I don't have. You have a bastion here. What's this? Do I care for Charlemagne? So we have a 10% chance to gain a shield when attacked. This shield lasts 4 seconds and can take a large amount of damage. Okay. I guess we're working on this bastion next. Out, zoom out, not in. Why are you going crazy, game? Out. Oh my goodness, I give up. What are you? Okay, I have unlocked. Oh my goodness gracious. How many bastions do I have left that I have not unlocked? 3. Is there 3? I think it's 2, right? I need 1 more. And this is level 3. Lol. What is this? Khan. When troops under this commander consist only of cavalry. If fewer than 50% remaining units, they deal 10% increased skill damage and gain extra 5% range when attacked. Okay, dude. You don't want that anyway? And this we don't care for. But these are all 5s, so that's nice. You know the average score of Xeno for first place? No, I can tell you the minimum that you should... The minimum number that you should hit before you start considering going is about 30 million power. Anything above 30 million power, you have a shot at ending up. And in Zenith, going for first doesn't matter. As long as you end up top 10 and unlock the skin, that's pretty much the dream. Unlocking the skill is the dream. This is probably something that I already have. Yeah, it is. It's the freaking bastion we're working on right now. Can we even win? See, good thing I looked. Nice, dude. People run out of AP. Am I not gonna get this bastion quest done? It's kind of why I didn't want to do it. I hate barb forts because you depend on other people. Although, we might be able to kill it with that too, but I highly doubt it, considering 1.1 did some work on us, right? Nice. Hopefully that guy comes back. Hopefully that guy comes back. 600k. I'm not going to take that risk. Do 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 do. Where's the music? What the heck happened to you? Play. Have I ever tried the BlueStacks cloud service? No, I have not. $285 kilometers away, just for the sakes of fun. 32 minutes. Nice, dude. We bored of 2070 now? We haven't spoken about 2070 for the past like half an hour plus. Yeah. I might actually head out of here. That's my favorite place I've ever visited. I lived in Rio in Brazil, and it's one of my favorite places by far. Rio is fantastic. Yeah, chat. So I think I'm gonna go just because this is the shortest stream I've done in a while. But this stream went from it was supposed to be one thing, and then it became another thing, and then I was like, you know what? I want to stream. I still want to chill with you guys. I still want to be with you guys, vibe with you guys, and have that good time. Things are getting much better for in the channel and in my life, and so therefore the content is going to be a lot more fun as it keeps coming up. We have a KVK coming up in 860 with a lot of fights. We have a KVK still going on against 412 and 401, which we will be streaming much more of now that I have finally quit my job, and it's like all these things that were holding me back up until the next job. At least I'll be able to a little bit get into it, and then when I start there, it'll be just at the time when both these KVKs are done and we're in downtime, which means I'll be able to focus on work, and then another KVK will come through. In the meantime, we're getting back in gear, attempting to make daily Rise of Kingdoms content. We got some stuff in the making that I wanna finally finalize, and there's a few more things to do. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream a little bit. It kind of gave you a little bit of a perspective on what happened in 2070, although without that many details. Because again, I'm not here looking to bash individuals or groups or whatever on Earth was done, right? It is what it is. I just wanted to point out the how easy it is to fracture a kingdom when these kinds of situations arise. And from here on, I mean, we have a great time in 860. We have a great time in 401. We get our butts handed by 412. If that's what it is what it is. But we keep pushing and we keep doing our thing and we keep growing this community. And I appreciate all of you again who dropped a like on the stream. Subscribe down below. Our shout out to our members. Shout out to Mark Mac dropping bombs on us today. I'm actually going to take another shot real quick because, I mean, why not? We're only 2 shots in. And I might as well get that third one to get the head nice and straightened out. Still got a little bit of the bottle to kill. Maybe we finish this on Saturday or something. Maybe that's what we will do. We'll find out in a second. A cup. Marble cup. Your shot. It's sweet, then it burns, and then it's sweet again. I love rum. Rum's amazing. It's sweet, 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 sweet. Burns, 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 and then sweet again. Amazing. Chat, I appreciate you all again. Take care. Have a great rest of your night. I will see you tomorrow's video. Saturday, we stream again. On Saturday, we got egg event to do. We got dig event to do on Saturday stream, so hopefully you guys come through and enjoy being part of that. I always love doing the dig event with you guys when you guys get to pick. Gekko will be taking bye spot in DN1 soon. I mean, at this point, I need to take any spot in DN1, homie. I need help with my VIP level. Let me leech off of those gold chests for that VIP. I'm kidding. I'm like, eventually I'll beat AB the Beast. I'll beat bye, and then he will be bye out. You know what I'm saying? I'll have a new home. Lol. Chat, take care. Have a great rest of your weekend. New afternoon, whatever time you're watching this VOD. I don't know. Take care. Have a good one. Apologies for the shorter-ish stream, an hour and 54 minutes. Thank you for those of you, again, supporting the channel, helping me through this journey and being part of the community through thick and thin. We've gone through some ups and through some downs and through some lefts and some rights, but you guys have stuck with me and I appreciate you very much. Thank you again. Take care. Have a good one. Peace. See ya. Bye. Bye.